It's comforting to know that my freedoms to read the newspaper, to say what I choose, and to express my individualism are being guarded by the government. But what if that weren't the case? What if the entire legislative branch suddenly shut down, preventing any new laws from taking effect? Surely you'd notice. And what if the laws currently in place stopped being enforced? You'd notice that as well. But what if the nation's courts suddenly closed their doors due to a lack of funding? Would you notice? While two of the scenarios I just described would be very unlikely to actually happen, one of those situations is more real than you may think it is. The judicial system is facing a funding crisis that is already affecting U.S. citizens unfavorably. Due to state budget cuts, the court systems are losing hundreds of millions of dollars of funding. Thousands of those working in the legal field are losing their jobs. Budget cuts have impacted courts especially in the past few years due to the economic downturn. The judicial system, unable to specifically tax citizens to support itself, is at the mercy of the budgetary priorities of the legislative and executive branches. On average, only 1 or 2% of a state's annual budget is allocated to the courts, which makes it puzzling that such drastic costs would be slashed from such an important component of our government, while the other 98% of a state's budget could be overlooked. How does this affect those of us who don't work in the legal field? The implications are grand. According to the American Bar Association, over the last 2 years, 14 states have had to reduce their hours of operation, sometimes cutting off entire days of the week just to make up for their loss of adequate funding. As citizens of the United States, we are entitled to a speedy trial, but the judicial budget crisis is threatening that right. Several states are experiencing such glaring delays in the resolution of criminal cases that judges and prosecutors are faced with either warehousing untried defendants in jails or releasing possibly dangerous offenders because detaining them before their trial is either impractical or impermissible. It is important for the American people to realize the great threat that is being posed to their freedoms by a lack of funding in the judicial system. One step that is being taken to educate Americans of this problem is Law Day. It is a day dedicated to appreciating our liberties and respecting the laws vital to upholding our constitutional democracy. This year's Law Day theme is aptly named No Courts, No Justice, No Freedom, because without this third co-equal branch of our government, we would not live in a truly free society.